Even though my closet was totally overflowing with clothes, I felt like I never had anything to wear. Then I found Quince and have finally given my closet the upgrade we both desperately needed. I love mixing my silks, my cashmeres together, and really, really high quality cottons. And Quince allows me to do that comfortably, affordably, and still feel good and look luxurious. Take the drama out of planning an outfit and upgrade your closet with Quince today. Go to quince.com/thinkloud for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/thinkloud and get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/thinkloud. Welcome to the Think Loud Crew podcast. We are three moms getting real with our relationships.
You guys would think by this time we would finally be able to get through an intro. How many episodes are we at? Like 100 and something, and we still suck at an intro every week.
One of you guys try it?
Guys, hi, we're back. Hello, I'm Cheyenne.
Hello.
This is horrible. And we have a guest today. Hello.
Okay, introduce yourself. Skip us.
Hi, everybody. We are horrible. Introduce yourself. You're on our podcast.
You got this.
Okay, so I'm Cory Lanora. I am an event planner, and I team up with Cheyenne a lot on her kids' events and other exciting things in the works. And we've been working together for a few years now.
I know.
And grown into like friends. So
Grown into like friends. Hey.
we're friends. But I'm excited to be here. Excited to talk about. I'm excited to talk about everything.
What's your phone attached to?
You take a picture of this? I really need to
What is that attached to, Shy? I'm just wondering.
I'm just going to put it out there. I'm struggling today. I'm having a mental struggle day. I'm on 500 different planets, and my phone has been attached to my charging cord all day, which has not been attached to a block, which is why my phone is still dying.
So you're just in hopes to charging your phone.
My intention was to charge my phone,
God has other plans for her, though.
but it just hasn't happened yet.
God wants you to detach
Yeah,
from
God
life.
is saying, sit down.
You guys, I'm really excited that Cory is here.
I am too.
Me too.
I have
excited
a
to be
special
here.
place in my heart for Cory because she sees me.
And I do feel like you guys have become like friends,
Yes.
as you say,
Yes.
because the way Cheyenne trusts you with events now. And if y'all know Cheyenne...
Why do you make me sound like that?
No, because it was really hard for you to relinquish like duties and tasks and responsibilities from event planning. And when Cory did the baby sprinkle, which is some people was like, that was a whole thunderstorm.
That wasn't a sprinkle.
That was not a sprinkle.
It was.
It was, I think that was the first time I ever saw you like,
Semi-relax?
no, you weren't relaxed.
Oh.
You were... First of all,
Leading up to it.
You were leading up to this. Yeah, it was the beginning of your journey of like being
Letting
relaxed at events.
Yeah.
And I was as your sister and your previous
Helper.
operations person. Like, I was really thankful when you came, Cory, because then it allowed me to, I think, be better in my role with what I help with events versus like trying to like
Do it all with me.
yeah. And
Yeah.
Cheyenne would be like, hey, I want this hanging from that part of the ceiling, which I would have to like figure out day of, but also I'd be overseeing like this area and that area and like, hey, I need you guys to get creative. So like, thank you.
Yeah,
for,
of course.
Can we
riding
backtrack a
this
little
wave,
bit? Can
yes.
we get a little bit more like background of like who you are and like
Yeah.
how you became an event planner and like what sparked that interest?
Yeah.
And then also one more thing, like how long have you been helping Shy like
We can talk about how we met.
events? Yeah, like
Yes.
how you guys relationship came about.
Yeah. So to backtrack all the way to like when events got sparked into me. I was actually, it was my 13th birthday.
Okay.
And I didn't
Love
realize
this
this is the reason why I love events so much until I realized it. Like I was doing a grant. I was writing a business grant application. And they were like, why are you passionate about what you do? Like what brings you the most joy about what you do? And I was writing it, and as I was writing it, it was like a therapy session. So my mom had always had a really good job, like my entire childhood. She always worked. She worked for Coca-Cola as a promotional analyst, and she like worked her the way up. And at some point, my grandma got sick, and my mom quit her job to come back to. We were living in Atlanta at the time, to come back to California to take care of my grandma. And things kind of went downhill from there. But my last big birthday party was my 13th birthday. And my mom was like, if you plan it, I'll pay for it. And I was like,
oh, dope.
Anything I want? And she was like, yeah.
I like
Don't
that.
tell Ryder this story.
So I went literally aging
love
myself
that.
I went to AskJeeves.com and
I
I
love
started
it. So
researching
great.
different companies, and what I wanted in my head was to do a limo ride. I wanted everyone to see me and my friends leave school on a Friday in a limo.
Was that
Yes.
back then when like
Limos were the shit.
And then like
That was our
my
shit.
Super Sweet 16.
Yes,
It sounds
exactly.
similar. Okay.
Yes.
Exactly. So that limo came in, or was going to come pick us up from school on a Friday and take us to the beach, and we're going to have a beach day and then get ice cream afterwards. So we did it. Like everything details, like from the word art on Microsoft, I created the invitation. I did the itinerary. I even created a permission slip for the kids to like be able to come in the
I
limousine.
love
Like,
this.
Go off,
At
Cory.
13 years old. And so I was like, wow. And then that was the last big event I had, like, what that was thrown by my mom, because she just fell on hard times after that. So that was my last event. And when I was in college, I did I work study for the Child and Family Development Department at San Diego State, and they had a commencement ceremony. And my boss at the time, she was like, "I don't have time to plan this. Can you plan this?" And I was like, "Sure." So I like literally went to Costco and got a bunch of stuff and just like decorated. And people were like, "This is really nice, Cory. Like for the budget we gave you, like you did really well." And I was like, "I did, huh?" So like I started. I did. So I was like, I started doing like just smaller like conferences for the teachers and things like that. And then my junior year, we had to do like a certain amount of hours for internships. And so I applied at this place called, oh my gosh, what is it called? They put on the San Diego Food and Wine Festival. So basically that company that does that, I applied for that. I got the role, and it was a PR specialist. At the time I wanted to do PR. I thought I was going to be like a sports agent. In my head, I wanted to do like PR and sports and things like that. Yeah. But as soon as I got into this role, it was really heavy events, and I was killing it. Like I introduced them back then to Canva.com, which we all know now. Canva is like amazing. They were like, "Oh my gosh, this is brilliant!" Like they started making all their ads and using all the stuff that I implemented. And I just volunteered with them for a couple years. I volunteered with Toys for Joy. So the Rock Church in San Diego, Pastor Miles McPherson puts on Toys for Joy every year. I would volunteer for that and help like with planning with things, with smaller sections of that. Just a lot of like heavy planning throughout my internship in the college years. So from there,
you enjoyed it, like
yeah, and I really enjoyed it.
enjoyed
It
it.
didn't feel like work. It felt like I was like I got to do it. Like I was like, oh my gosh, I get to do this. Yeah. So when I graduated, I applied for a marketing role that ended up being like I didn't know it was going to be this, but it ended up being super heavy events. And so I just literally, I feel like events kind of were just always
It kind of just fell in
my lap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was doing events for a long time, and then in 2020 things happened. Like obviously I had to pivot because I was nervous. Like fortunately I did keep my corporate job during 2020, but it really gave me time to think about like I can do this on my own. Like I can really succeed at this, like outside of the box that they're putting me in, because they would give me like, it's just be really strict rules. Like we can't do this. We don't want to do this. We want to do it the same every year. And I'm like, I'm not the same every year kind of person. Like I like to change it up and evolve, like make it super interesting. So my husband, like being the entrepreneur that he is, he was like, you need to just do it on your own, like do your own business. And I got the LLC, did all the things, and now I'm Events by Cory Lanora.
How hard was it for you to take that leap of corporate job to entrepreneurship?
I have a video on my phone. have a video in my phone that my husband recorded of me, so I can look back on when I was quitting my Big Four financial corporate job. I was shaking. Like, I was shaking so much. Like, you would have thought that I was going to tell, like, my family that I did, like, committed a crime or something. Like, I was shaking. I, like, was visibly, like, you just can tell I was
like,
scared.
emotional?
I was emotional. Like, it was really hard.
Scary,
That is scary.
Once you hung up, did it kind of release, or
I
were you
felt
still like
a huge weight lifted off of me. It was I had a really good like cry of relief after that.
Yeah.
Like, my husband was laughing at me the whole time because he's just like, he knows so another part of like why I went into corporate and, you know, did all that, I was just raised like very much so like you need to have a corporate job, so you have benefits, so you have this, so you have 401k, like all the things, like you have to have a corporate job. And I had a really good, like when I tell you like I worked for a Big Four financial firm, like really good company, really good benefits, pension, like all the things.
Yeah.
You had a career.
I had a career. Okay?
It wasn't just like, here's my job.
Yeah.
You had that job and like that security, which in entrepreneurship,
there is.
It is
You
not
don't wanna-
provided.
Yeah.
It is scary out in
you're
those
sitting
streets.
at a table of non-benefits?
And you're like, where do I
benefits are
go?
expensive if
How
you're
much is
out of your
insurance?
pocket.
Like,
Yeah.
insurance is
Maybe
so
I'll just go on a
expensive.
Dr. Sebi diet. I don't know. Like,
At this point,
let me just drink water and alkaline. Like, I don't
Yes.
know. But yeah, it was so scary. But I think that the thing that helped is that my husband is an entrepreneur and he has been one for years. Seeing him and his discipline and knowing that it's going to be a roller coaster was helpful for me, because I knew I was going
You're
into it with
prepared.
like, okay, this is not going to be easy at all. And I have a lot of my friends are very corporate girls, okay, in their corporate girl era, and they don't understand like the entrepreneurship, and they'll ask me like, oh, so how's they don't necessarily like your little business going, but I can tell it's like
It's different.
I feel
It's a
like
difference.
people
So
always
different.
kind of under like, oh,
yeah.
how's that going?
it looks so
Like,
fun. It looks so exciting. Oh my gosh, children's rentals. Oh my gosh, how fun. And I'm like,
it's work.
yeah,
I work my ass off.
I need,
Right.
I've invested thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm still waiting to see an ROI. Like,
Yes.
there's a lot that goes into it. And it's not an 8-hour, 9-hour, oh, I work 60 hours. No, I work 24/7.
You
I'm
literally
always
have
thinking.
to create
Yeah.
your check.
Yes.
Like,
I have one more personal question while we're on the topic of going from corporate to entrepreneurship. You talked about how your mom had the job with all the benefits and the career for herself. She had to quit because of your grandma. But how was your family's response, particularly your mom's response to you going from corporate with all the bells
All
and
the
whistles
things, all the security.
to mom, I'm just gonna take a leap.
Yeah, it was. I don't think she'd said what she wanted to really say. I think that she was silent. It was more silence. It's like,
what do you think she wanted to say to you in that moment?
I think she wanted to be like, all the hard work that you put in college, all the hard work I put in raising you, and this is what you choose. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think she was really. She was supportive, and if she knows, she believes in me.
Right.
But she has this theory on like in her mind, and I understand it's her mindset. Corporate is the only way,
I
and
feel
it's
like
not.
It's like
It's a
old
generational-
school-
It's an old school,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
I feel
old
like
school thought process.
Because even sometimes when my grandfather, he's made remarks over the year, and he did he worked at the post office for ever, and it's interesting because he's been retired for. I was born in '89. He's been retired since '88.
Wow.
But he has that security. And we had a conversation in my early 20s one day, and he was like, are you sure you want to be an entrepreneur? Because he's like, there are other things out there where it's like, this is what it comes with.
Right.
And yeah, he just could not understand like why.
Yeah. And nothing's guaranteed. Even if you have a good job with pension, the pandemic showed that. Like, the pandemic hurt a lot of people in really bad ways because of the layoffs and everything. So at the end of the day, too, like something that I kind of instilled in myself and that my husband instilled in me is like, either way it goes, you're going to have to work really hard and put in time and energy and effort, and it could all be gone the next day.
Yeah.
So that was super helpful.
When you have like big events or events that are successful, or like some of your events have been televised, some of them have been in magazines, do you send them to your mom? Because my petty ass would be like,
watch this. Look,
You
look,
know
Mom.
what?
click this link, Mom.
I used to sew for the baby sprinkle. I don't even think I had to send it to her. I think because I sent it to my sister, I sent it to my grandma. Like I was sending it to other people, and she saw it because it was televised, right? So then I was like, oh my gosh, watch this. And my mom saw it, and I never heard from my mom. Me and my mom's relationship is like a little. I was just gonna ask. So, but she never told me that she was like proud of me or like, oh, this is amazing. But I was talking to one of my cousin's mom, and she said, oh yeah, your mom was like how proud she is of you, and she's telling us about the baby sprinkle you did on MTV, and she was like, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, like that was helpful, because I know that she's not 100% happy about my decision, but I think that after that, she's like, oh, my daughter might be doing something.
It's
for sure.
new. Yeah, I think entrepreneurship is still very like a new concept to people as well. And like, I know some people who've gone in like, oh, I just got to do this, and my business is gonna grow, and it's gonna like work out. And like you said, you went in thinking this is not easy. Yeah. So it's you got to sometimes show people, and then they'll come around and like, but it happens on their own time, or
for
like,
sure.
Yeah. But it's I love it because I feel like you were not toying, but you were teetering around with the idea for a long time. Yeah. So it wasn't like you just woke up one day and you were like, I'm quitting my job.
Gosh, it was like was a process. It was like a year and a half to 2 years process. Like my job was so stressful at the time because you're dealing with people who have like ownership in the company that you're working for. So like they are multimillionaires, part owners of these huge corporations, and I would always say, I'm not doing brain surgery. It's like, it's literally an event, and I'm not talking to you at 11 p.m. on a Sunday to lock in the charcuterie for, like, no. Like, it's just like, there were things like, they would just always be overly communicating, overstepping boundary. There's no boundary. There is no boundaries in that role. So it was weighing on me, and my husband was like, every other day, he's like, you need to quit. You need to quit. And then he got to a point where he's like, well, if you're not going to quit, do not complain. And then I was like, oh my gosh, like, who am I going to talk to? Like, what do I tell him? Because he's not going to listen to me anymore. So it got to a point, and then also, and I think there's a lot of reasons for this. I mean, there could have been a lot of reasons for this, but towards the end of me working at that job, my hair started falling out. I started not feeling good. Like my hair is gray. Like I have so many grays now.
You said my hair is gray.
Like it was not healthy.
I think I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me that.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Run.
I did tell you. I did, because we were talking. So I was just like, I can't do this. Like I cannot live like this. This is, and I don't have to. And I think that, which I actually never told Cheyenne this, but when Jasmine,
the way we met
is our amazing boss girl. Like Jasmine is the boss of bosses, but she's amazing. She is a hairstylist out here, and she does both of our hair.
Extended Beauty Bar.
She, like, I think you were talking to her about how stressed you were planning everything, and you just wanted to like let the baby sprinkle be planned by someone else. And then Jasmine referred me because she knows I plan events, and it kind of went from there. But when Jasmine told me that she referred me to you, and then like explained like, oh, she's from the TV show, I was like, oh, okay, cool. And so then you actually reached out, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. But then you said something about like televised, and then I was like, oh yeah, I'm not doing this. Like I literally told my husband, I was like, I'm not doing that. Like that's scary. What the heck? I'm not, like, I was so scared.
What? Yeah, cool. Okay, cool. Yeah. Whoa. Just kidding. I'm not gonna do your event.
Yeah, no. I was like, absolutely not. And my husband was like, I know you are.
Wait, was the sprinkle the very first event?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and then that's also when Zach was proposing.
Yes.
So there was.
It was kind of.
Oh my God. I didn't realize how much was going on that day.
It was a big deal.
You say, girl.
And we were filming.
Yes.
Oh no, we were. I was stressed that day.
So I'm in Jasmine's chair probably like once a week, or once every 2 weeks. So Jasmine, I always tell her, you're my hairstylist, but I should pay you extra for being my therapist, because you have to just hear all my complaints all my stuff. Yeah. So around the same time, I was freaking out about Ace's baby shower. in my head, I really knew that I wanted this to just be like the baby shower of my dreams, you know? And I've always planned my events myself. But I'm really good with the vision. I'm really good with finding the vendors. But then the day of actual, like, execution, like how Kyle said, I'll be like, I want this to hang from that bowl up there. She's like, dude, did you get a ladder? I'm like,
No.
I didn't think
it's
about
not
that.
just I want to hang. I need to hang.
no. Yeah.
Hang it up.
You're right.
And then at 3 o'clock, I wanted to swing.
Yeah, like I'll have real big ideas, but then when it's
visions,
the time of like, okay, how is this gonna actually work? I'm like,
There's areas.
okay, I
there's
got it. You know, like
sections.
I'm not all the way there. I'll have the good idea, the vision, I'll have the vendors list, but the execution sometimes I'm like, So Jasmine was like, I have someone who can execute. And I'm like, I don't trust anybody, so no. And she's like, no. So she showed me, you did.
I need to write Jasmine
Her
a thank you
28th.
letter.
You did, yes. You did
her
her,
brand launch,
birthday, and then you did her brand launch. And I was overanalyzing everything. And it was like, this is so good. This is so cute. Like, if I was ever to do, like, a dinner, I want it to look like this. If I ever had a brand launch, I want it to look like this. Like,
Cheyenne
I
was
genuinely
happy.
got excited looking at the pictures
Yes.
of Jazz's party. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take the leap and get help.
Yeah.
It was
I
such
like
a
that.
big deal for me
No, I
to
know.
even, like,
I remember you
have
explained
something
that.
to like
Yeah.
like pass on or like ask for help. And Zach was excited because he's like, you stress yourself out about every party, which I still do now. But
She finds
I
other
remember
things to stress out
the
about.
first time we talked, I think half of our conversation was you telling me like, I can do this.
Yeah.
Like, you understand, like, this is what I'm supposed to do. You don't have to do those things. And I'm like, well, can we just do it together? I felt like it was really hard
Yeah.
For you to.
for me, but it's now funny hearing that you weren't going to do it because it was filmed.
I wasn't gonna do it because it was filmed. I was so nervous, and after talking to you, I knew, because some people, bless their hearts, some people are like, oh, I'm a good event planner. Like, I can do this myself, but I just want to hire. Like, cool. It's not.
Cool.
It's
People
sounds
don't
good.
know.
It sounds good in theory, but. And I didn't know this about Cheyenne. Like, Cheyenne actually is really good. Like, she's really has a good eye. She has great ideas. She is good at, like, saying, this is what I'm thinking, this is what I want, and then me coming in and executing. Like, it makes it's easy because she already puts everything, she lines it up.
She knows
Yeah.
what kind of
Yeah.
environment she wants.
Yeah.
She knows how the
Yeah.
decoration, she wants them to flow.
Yes.
The
She thinks about
colors.
everything. It's not just like, oh, I want it to look pretty. No, she thinks about everything.
It's
so
the
it helps a lot because
details.
that's how I think too. So it's
Yeah.
like, it's a
Yeah.
collaborative effort. But yeah, I was nervous, and then after talking to you, I could tell that you didn't want to release the event. So I was like, oh, this is going to be interesting, and it's going to be televised. Like, absolutely not. I'm not doing this. And then I actually, from another event planner, earlier that year, I had asked her about book recommendations, and the book that she recommended was Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes, I think, and it was basically about like just fighting those thoughts of I can't do it, and just saying yes to everything. And I was like, okay, like
This is me saying
I
yes.
this is
love
me
that.
saying yes.
Yeah.
And I actually had a haiku artist for an event, a corporate event in that January, who did a poem for me, and it says, and I mentioned that book, and then they put, like, they made it sound really cool, but it was basically like, Cory, this is your year of yes, but it sounded way cooler than that. And then I was like, and I thought back to that moment, and I was like, okay, fine, I will do this. Like, I'm nervous as heck, but let's get into
I was
it.
nervous
Yeah.
too.
You both handled it very
I was
well.
nervous too.
I was gonna say, I feel like I was not in the middle of
You
y'all,
were.
but
You
I
definitely
was
were in the middle of us.
and I didn't know y'all were both equally as nervous.
Yeah.
It's hard when you have a vision for
I feel
something.
so proud of you both. Like,
When you have a vision for something and you see it in your head and you know that you can get it to where it went, like where you need it to
Yeah.
be, you know what I mean? But it's like, how do you explain that vision to someone else?
yeah.
And I need them to like feel how I want it to feel. You know what I mean?
Like, look in my brain right
right. But I felt like after a few conversations, I realized, okay, she gets it. Like, she gets that I wanted to look this way or feel this way.
the walkthrough
And
was on point.
and then
Oh yeah. Oh, that was. Oh my gosh. That was so
parties are
nerve-wracking.
expensive. I feel like that's one thing that people don't really understand.
Yes. Yeah.
Parties are so expensive, and you have to have a budget to do them. If
Yeah.
you want them to look a certain way, and
It's a
and
luxury.
It's a luxury.
It's a luxury. It's not a necessity. So not everyone
Yeah,
can have
not
these
everyone.
parties.
It's not for
Yeah.
everybody, but
Yeah.
I knew for me, I wanted this shit, and I wanted to look expensive.
I knew I wanted this.
For sure.
I knew it, and I'm like,
And that means
That was-
paying for
right.
time.
the hard thing
On
with
top of
that
the party.
is
Yeah.
having that conversation with someone you don't know and not wanting them to make, like, I never wanted to go to Cory and say, this is my budget, it's really large, and I want you to do what you want. That wasn't it. It's like, I have a budget to execute it, but this is what I want, and this is how I want it to feel and look. And you know what I mean? Like, it was hard to have that conversation for me with someone I didn't know, because I didn't want them to think that I'm just like a bank. Or like that I didn't want it to feel a certain way. I just wanted it to look a certain way. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I didn't want them to take the feeling out of it.
Right.
Out of it, and it just looks pretty, but it's not pretty.
Or fun.
Right. Yeah. Like, it was so hard to get that, like, thought out. But I feel like that's so crazy. That was our first event, and that was probably one of the biggest days of my life.
There's so much that happened that day.
There was so much.
It looked very beautiful.
Yeah. So I'm actually still kind of in shock because there was this whole other proposal layer and
there was a lot
filming.
Like, there was so much
communication
behind. Like, you didn't even know we were. I was communicating with.
Y'all, Cheyenne be putting me to work.
It was a lot. There was a lot happening. So I would say that was one of the best events. But, you know,
I honestly feel
it was
like
one of my favorites. That's actually till this day, like,
one of my favorites.
When you're an event planner or whatever you do, if you do hair, like whatever you do, there's always like that one where you're like,
that was it.
Yeah, we did that. Like,
that was some bomb shit.
I really loved that event, and I think that was the first event where I was able to listen and bring your vision to life, but actually be really creative myself and do that walkthrough with you. Like, I came to the venue, we did the walkthrough, and I wasn't expecting the whole gang to be there, but you know, Cheyenne rolls deep.
We did a food tasting,
everything. So
like I
set
up
a lot.
You came correct too, because I feel like there's been opportunities where someone could have come in and helped Cheyenne with events, but they didn't come in right. And it's like you came in not only with the creative support and like, I think that corporate structure you have really helped balance your relationship. So it's like, you know how to like budget your money. You know how to follow your budget. You know how to reach out and have good relationships with your vendors. Like, being an entrepreneur in event planning is not, let me just go throw some stuff for a party day of.
No,
you're coordinating with
me Excel sheets. I don't even have Excel on my computer. I had to download it. I'm like, I don't have this shit.
Like your corporate side.
And I actually noticed that it helps so much because it brings
mood boards.
It brings a structure to it. Like, some people just like, I don't know. I think every event planner does it their own way, but I think for me, like, having that 12 years of corporate experience, like, I worked with $400,000 budgets and like large holiday parties, literally planning a trip to send people from San Diego to Napa Valley and do a whole excursion. Like, I've had a lot of experience, so just like very logistical experience, which was super helpful going into my own business because I was able to like structure everything, which is helpful for the client because they're like, oh, I'm seeing exactly where the money's going. I'm seeing exactly what I'm getting.
You're having a clear view of everything.
And I think that goes back to Cheyenne's talking about how these events are they are pricey and they are a luxury, not a necessity, but it's also, you see where your money is going.
Not just
you see like the value of Cory's time, and I think that's where sometimes people get like, oh my gosh, how dare you want to charge this? I'm making phone calls, sending emails, going back and forth
with
days on end,
and I'm using
hours to put these mood boards together to get you to approve them.
It's a lot of work.
I have to manage things, and then the day of the event, you're there hours in advance to make sure everything's set up. Oh, and Cory came with the bomb ass location. All the locations Cory has come with to this day, I am like, keep
really
it
good.
coming. Like, I turn 35 next year, and we're talking about doing a trip. But at the same time, I'm like, if I got some money, I would love to have.
I have a bomb Palm Springs
event,
location.
like
bomb.
Look at you. Actually,
if you really planning now.
I'm like, do we want to do a Palm Springs excursion and ball out for a few days, or do we want to go out the country? Like,
it's your birthday, and I think you have a lot of time.
No, actually, we got time. I'm
trying to figure it out.
We're trying to do both. Even though my closet was totally overflowing with clothes, I felt like I never had anything to wear. Then I found Quince and have finally given my closet the upgrade we both desperately needed. I've built out a capsule wardrobe with iconic pieces that can be styled for any occasion. Quince creates timeless classics that never go out of style. You'll have them in your closet forever, which makes putting together that outfit way easier. It's all about quality over here, not quantity. Quince has the capsule wardrobe must-haves, like 100% Mongolian cashmere sweaters for $50, suede and leather jackets, and silk blouses and dresses. Not only will you look good, you'll feel good. Here's the kicker. All Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. By partnering directly with top factories, Quince cuts out the cost of the middleman and passes the savings on to us. I know that's right. And Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes. I love mixing my silks, my cashmeres together, and really, really high quality cottons. And Quince allows me to do that comfortably, affordably, and still feel good and look luxurious. Take the drama out of planning an outfit and upgrade your closet with Quince today. Go to quince.com/thinkloud for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/thinkloud and get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/thinkloud.
I'm excited because we've talked about doing event planning, but I'm too crazy and Cheyenne's got 1,000 things going on. So this balance right here, I'm too love. No, I've got too much going. I'm not like.
Yeah, a lot of people always ask, like, when are you going to do it? And I've talked to Cory about it. We talk about it all the time.
Like,
and I think right now we have works. And I trust her so that when I have people that come to me that I know are the same way. They want it to look, they want it to be luxury and all these things. I'm like, I have a perfect person to where I know that I know that me passing her a client, the client's going to be happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're going to be extremely satisfied. So I think it just works well. But if someone asked you, like, what advice you would give to someone who's trying to take that leap to become an entrepreneur, what would you tell them?
Honestly, just let yourself feel all the emotions, because it's something that we're not really taught in school or growing up, like, grow up and be an entrepreneur. It's like grow up and learn a skill and work a job and work under someone. Like, give yourself grace, because it's not a highly traveled path. It's for a reason, though. It's gonna take a lot of time, energy, and effort, lots of effort, and it's not an 8-hour-a-day situation. It's literally, when I get an event, like, in Cheyenne, like, I love planning events. I just love planning events. And so we will go back and forth. Like, she'll say, I want to do Ace's birthday. And then we'll go back and forth, like, oh my God, this. And then
we go rapid fire. And then she's like, what's the budget? I'm like, fuck. Take that one off. Add this. Look.
Yeah, we'll be looking at fields.
Yes.
concert halls.
All kinds of stuff. And it's just like,
who's coming?
My brain doesn't, like,
we don't care.
My brain really does not stop. So when I get an event and I get booked for it, like, even last night, like, Cheyenne recently referred me to somebody, and we're doing, like, a really cute Coachella, Kidchella themed event. And last night, like, till 1 a.m., I'm up like, oh my God, how can I make this even better? Like, what can we do? And I'm like looking up stuff and like seeing what I can, like, it's just.
We need an interactive DJ.
You're always trying to level up something.
But yeah, it's just one of those things where it's 24/7, especially if you really love what you do. You're not doing it for the money. You're not doing it for any other reason but the fact that it fulfills you. And for me, going back to earlier with the whole, like, my last good big event was my 13th birthday. Like, I think that part of the reason why I love events so much is because it allows me to feel, this might sound like bad, but it allows me to feel like a void that because I was used to having birthday parties up until I was 13 years old, and then it stopped. No Christmas presents, no birthday party. Like, it stopped because we were struggling. And I think that bringing joy to other people in this way just brings me so much happiness, and like it just really fulfills me.
It doesn't sound bad.
No.
Yeah, I was like, maybe I love
that.
It with other things, okay?
No, it doesn't sound bad. I think it just brings it full circle for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
so it
seeing
does.
other people's joy brings you joy.
Especially kids events. Like, it's so funny because my two favorite types of events are corporate, because obviously I've been doing it for so long and I can do it like in my sleep. But then kids events, because I'm like, they are just going to be so happy with whatever they get, but obviously it's going to be like super nice. Yeah. And they'll be able to look back on it and be like, oh my gosh, my parents really invested in me. Yeah. And they really wanted me to be happy and my friends, and like this is just something that not everyone gets, but at least I got to invite my friends who might not be able to get this.
Yeah,
and I think Cheyenne's even specifically, I feel like when you go, like it feels like it's everybody's birthday.
Yes.
So
literally the first few years of Ryder's life, it was like people be like, oh, months in advance. Where is, do you have a date yet for Ryder's birthday? Because there's people flying in. It's like,
it's a holiday.
You know what?
Yeah,
it makes me happy because
it is true.
It turned, rather than like when we see our family at funerals or like those kind of things.
It was for something good.
We turned it back to the birthdays, and it was really like a family event. And it's also when the grandbabies started coming in the family, it was just adults and everyone was doing their own thing. So these events have really brought us together in so many ways where that joy it's
everyone's joy.
It really is.
I feel that for like, like my Ace's birthday party or Ryder's, like it's like you said, it's like everyone gets to experience such an amazing day.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel like it's only about Ace or Ryder. It literally feels like everyone was thought of. And Cheyenne's a very detail-oriented person, which I thrive with.
Even
personalized
to the
items, all the
smallest
things.
little events that Shy throws, like it just feels like everyone is special. Everyone gets a chance.
I try.
Yeah,
I think
you do. It's not a try; it's a
You do.
Because I think the cool thing is like
leave there happy.
with
so happy.
the events and
happy.
stuff. I remember Ryder's first birthday. Everyone always talked about me after Ryder's first birthday. My dad was like, "You've lost your mind." Like it was a block party for a 1-year-old. It was so big that we had people who crashed it thinking they were at an actual black party.
Oh, wow.
And then they said, I didn't realize that this party was for a 1-year-old until you started singing to the baby.
Stop it.
He said there was a full bar. He said there's a full bar. There's horses. There was
everything.
There was food,
different caterers.
There were different caterers. He's like, this is a black party. This wasn't a birthday party. And I think after that one, my dad was like, because this is before MTV, before we got on the show, before Teen Mom.
Teen Mom.
It was nothing of a thought of Teen Mom at this time. This was strictly because I wanted to have.
This is you.
This is
Cheyenne. This is what I wanted to do.
I can speak to that. This has been Cheyenne her entire life.
That was just what I wanted to do, and I remember my dad was like, you don't have the money to do this. Like, you're not making the money to do this. You just spent all the money in your account to do this. Are you crazy? And I said, I'm going to do it again next year.
Right, watch me.
Period.
And she
all the money.
I have.
I'm going to do it again next year.
COVID came. We had the half birthday.
And he was just kind of like, he was like not opposed to it, but kind of like, but why?
Confused.
Like confused. Like why would you spend your last dime on giving your kid like this birthday party or doing all these things? And we had to have like a real honest talk with each other. And I explained to him that when Ryder was born, the way her doctors explained to me her condition is that I don't know how many birthdays I'm gonna get. So because of that, I'm about to make every birthday. We're gonna ball out every birthday.
Yeah.
And then he kind of stepped back and was like, what are we doing next year?
Yeah.
Like, it was like,
look,
all right, like, I see
sense.
that there's no talking you out of this one, so I'm just going to do it now.
Set the tone.
Now I feel like it's just something that I genuinely look forward to are my kids' birthdays. I think I live out my own little dreams of whatever I wanted, with them. And I think it's just, like you said, it's a really good day. And I think
it literally
that just makes me really happy. Even right now, Cory and I just did our first ultimate party surprise last week.
Yeah.
And someone asked me, why did you want to do it? And I said, I just wanted him to have a really good day. But not only him, like the family that won, I wanted them to have this experience a really good day. And you can I have bad days all the time. I have good days all the time. But just a really good one, like a really good
Just
one
because,
really feels good. Like,
Just
sometimes you just need a really good
just to get catered
day.
to, like, it's all about you. Like,
What made you guys want to team up and do an ultimate birthday party?
The best working catering.
Honestly,
duo
because
right now.
when I first, I guess like after the first event, when we started like working together more, I was like, I want to work with her. Like we have a very similar brain. Like when it comes to events, like when I tell you, like when we get going, it
goes. Yeah.
So like I'm like, oh my god, this is so cool. And like I've worked, with other people before, but like I think that a misconception that people might have is like, oh, Cheyenne just likes pretty stuff. Like she's literally a good, like I would hire her if she if she wanted to do events. I would hire her. I would team up. Let me get Cheyenne a job. But then I was thinking, I was like, how could we team up? Because I am a Christian, woman, and I think that everything happens for a reason, and we were brought together for a reason. Like Jasmine is amazing, and she, has impacted me in so many ways. Like I said earlier, like I wouldn't have events by Cory Lanora without her motivation. But like it just all made sense, especially as we worked together more. I was like, there's got to be like we've got to do something together. Like it just only makes sense. And then we just were talking, and we were like, we should give back to the community. I love that. In a way.
Cheyenne loves to do.
Yeah. Which is crazy. So Cory called me and was like, I have some ideas. Like, let's go over some ideas. Yeah. And her ideas were all over the place. But like with like a scheduled talk on the phone.
Yeah, I had an agenda
for her ideas. And I'm like taking notes. Like, okay, we could do this. I don't know if I could do this one yet, but we could do this.
So you guys had to talk about
we talked
what you
about
guys can do.
Yeah, she called me and she's like, I have some ideas. Let's go over them.
We had these meetings. I was so mad I wasn't invited.
And it was crazy because when she brought up the surprising, like the party surprises, I'm like, this is nuts because Remy, my sister, Zaina, like all of us sat down one day and we're like, we should. So I was obsessed with the show. Sorry, I feel like I'm all over the place. I was obsessed with the show Extreme Home Makeover. You guys know that show?
Yes.
Love that show. I wanted to do a show like that, but for parties. Like extreme parties, like where people can get surprised. Like it doesn't matter like what it is.
Popping up in different,
but you can like submit a family or submit a kid or submit your aunt who's like the best teacher in the whole wide world and you want her to have a surprise party.
Yeah.
So we like really sat there and like planned all these different like scenarios, things, and like how this can be a show. Yeah. So when Cory came, it was like, oh my God, this is the same concept basically. But now it's hard when you have a great idea, but not like a person or someone in the room who's like, let's just do it. You know what I mean? Like we had a great idea, but I feel like we needed to just try it and take it from an idea to actual like
doing it.
Actually just
taking the steps.
But at the time, everyone has so much going on. You know what I mean? Like it's just hard when everyone has so much going on. So when Cory's called and it was the same concept, like maybe this is God giving me a sign to just do it. So we just...
And I had already talked to vendors about it. I was like, potentially, this might be a thing. Are you interested? Yes. Yeah. Cool.
And that's
so you already had things lined
Cory.
Up. You're like, here's my idea, but I already have it.
I already have vendors that want to be a part of it. Yeah.
I love that.
And then over the years, I've developed friendships with vendors to where
great friendships. Yeah.
Boss thinks they're his friends.
Yeah, like
oh, my friends are back.
Like it's just the same. I always try to go back when I do these events. I try to go back to like my core vendors because we have a great relationship and they I think they like I appreciate them, and I feel like they appreciate what they get out of it also. Like, I feel like it's a good, mutual benefit. And I always try to go back to them first because it's just out of, like, I don't know, respect or loyalty. Right. And it was really cool to see the event that Cory and I just did and to see some of those same vendors that we've had for years.
Yeah.
Y'all, I just found out one of the vendors, well, no, I didn't find out just now, but one of the vendors, their daughter goes to school, the same school as Boz. Yeah. So I used to see her at the school, and I was like, I know this. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
The Sweet Life
has been she's been doing desserts for writers' parties since her first birthday.
Wow. Yeah.
So for 6 years, I've been getting desserts for every single event that I've done. I've always gotten desserts.
I used her because of you for Parker's birthday party during the pandemic.
Yeah.
It's now.
I love that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Fine. Like, I've had random people like reach out who I've known but maybe living in LA now, and they're like, hey, I don't know what to do. What can I use? Or who are the vendors? I need a last minute, like my event's in 3 days. Cheyenne and Cory have developed a great relationship with these vendors.
Right now. We can play like in 2 seconds. We can put a party on right here, right now.
Like I have people who think I've been like they're like, thank you so much. You're a event miracle worker. And I'm like, it's really Cheyenne and Cory. Like,
They got the vendor.
it's them.
And we always tag them because
It's them.
the
I
whole
think
purpose
that's
is
what-
to get their names out there because they are amazing vendors and we wouldn't be working with them time and time again if they weren't.
And seeing the vendors grow. There's
Right, because
the paleta
when
card.
Jamie
used to-
started off with the paleta card, she just had
It was just the cart.
one cart. Now she has her big cart. She has the little
Wall.
cart. She has the
She
wall.
sells
She has
cards.
balloons.
I was gonna say
She
she'll
sells
make
cards.
she'll make you a custom card.
Yeah, they
like-
made me like a butterfly prop for one of my events.
Yeah,
like
they
they
make props now.
signs.
So
They
they're
do
even
signs.
leveling
She
up.
does
They'll
cotton
do the
candies
balloons,
too.
too.
Like
Is
on
that
balloons.
The
vendor
bananas.
does-
Remember the chocolate bananas?
Yes. So I was talking to her at our
Yeah, I
last
remember
event,
those.
and I'm like, remember when we first started working together? You had one thing, and she's like, we've grown so much over the years. So it's really cool just
Yeah.
to see
Gosh,
like
it's been
other
so long.
entrepreneurs
That's awesome.
grow within their business, and
You need a team.
I keep
And
coming
yeah.
back.
And I've actually been able to use them for like my corporate stuff too, and they love that. Like it's
yeah.
really been it's been great. So Bake Up, Priscilla, I've used
Yeah,
her for
Bake Up, I've
corporate,
used
like
Priscilla forever.
huge orders, and she's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So it's just good. We have really good vendors.
Right. So to backtrack, we got this
surprised,
idea. We did. We talked about like the logistics behind it, what we wanted to do. Cory was like, let's do this first one for kids, and I'm all down for the kids. So the idea was that we announced it on Instagram, and that people could submit their why story, and it could be anything. It didn't have to be necessarily like financial or anything, but it was just a why you wanted to give someone this birthday party, or why you wanted to give it to your son or your daughter or
Nephew.
whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Niece, nephew. Yeah.
And we got a really good response from people. I do think that we probably could have explained it a little bit better, maybe did like a video explaining it, because I think
Yeah.
some people were just
I was so mad at y'all.
confused.
What do you mean by
What are the videos?
I think some people just
confused
didn't
about-
understand that we were giving away a
A
free
free
birthday.
event. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they were just like
Also, sometimes people don't want to
What did they
read.
What
Yeah.
did they think it was?
They didn't
I don't
understand.
know.
I was scratching
don't
my head a
know.
lot. I don't
think
know.
we were scratching. I think we were both scratching our heads at like, did they not read it? Like,
Yeah.
I'm confused
I
by
think
it.
there's
But
it's
I
so
think
much
that when
confusion
people
over what's real and what's
sometimes
not
see
real.
free or see like we're
don't
giving
think it's
away
real.
something, they
Hesitant.
think that there's
They have to do
catch.
something
a
or
catch or something, and
Yeah.
we were like, "There's no catch.
You're like,
we're
we
not
just
ask-
wanna-
we're not asking for anything but for you to show up on time."
And invite some.
and invite your friends.
And invite your
family.
So I do
Literally just show up.
Yeah.
I don't know if we did a poor job of explaining it, but I keep going back and I read our thing, and I'm like,
It's
no,
pretty clear.
It's
Next
pretty clear.
time,
Well,
there
we'll
will
do
be
a
a
video.
video.
But I
Yes.
think now that we've done one,
Yeah.
now we're able to show this is what what we're trying to
Right.
do.
This is what this is what we'll provide for
Yes.
you.
For free.
For free. There's no
There's no
catch.
catch.
There's
There's no
no
catch.
catch at all.
We
Like
just want to genuinely
zero
like
catch.
give back.
Yes, and then I think that a lot of
I didn't
we
know
did
that
get
was-
some responses of like if we were a charity or if it was like charity based, and I'm like, no, it's just a give back. Like you don't like you
Pay it
didn't have
forward.
to be.
Like,
Pretty much pay it forward. Like
Yeah, we just want to, and it was for anyone,
there's so much to go around.
right?
Our cups runneth over, and
We want to do this.
This is
It
part of
looked
why
so
we have the
cute.
And this is-
blessings
it's something
that we
we're-
have to
we were literally
share.
passionate about. Like we wanted to do something that could feed our passion, and literally gifting an event was doing just that. And I
Yeah.
think people were like,
Like, hello,
they were
wait,
confused by
were you
it.
for real?
Yeah. So
like even the winner was like, so like we don't need to do any like we don't need to
Yeah.
give
No.
you anything. Like no,
And
just
they
show
were
up.
such a
Just
great
invite your
family.
So the
friends.
family that did win were so nice.
They
I
were
think the day
amazing.
of, they were. I feel like they were still
nervous.
Like,
They were
Yeah,
in awe.
okay, like what are you
Are
guys
we gonna be
what's the
doing?
catch?
Yeah.
Like what's the catch? And we're
What are
like,
you gonna do?
we're like, do you guys like the taquitos?
Yeah.
do you guys like the balloons? We're like,
Yeah.
no, just enjoy yourself. So
Yeah.
I do think that they were extremely like happy with everything at
Yeah.
the end when they finally realized there was
no catch. Like it's just literally
it was
enjoy.
just for you to enjoy. And
was
I
funny.
felt like a kid at a candy shop, like this,
Aw.
watching him, like
It was cool.
You're like,
It
are you
was
happy?
cool.
You having fun?
yeah, it was cool. And then I got some messages after. I don't even think I told you, but I got a few messages after of like I was at the party, and what you did was amazing. And I just was so nervous to like tell you or not, but like what you did for them and like our aunt and our nephew was great.
Yeah.
So it was really cool to see like, okay, it worked.
Yeah. No, I got some messages too. Like people, I think that were there were like, oh wait, like this was real. Like we've been through so much as a family and we've had to come together as a village to, you know, make it this far. And someone really just wanted to do this for us.
Yeah.
Can you guys elaborate on what their why, the why for the party, or I know what it is.
Yeah, do you want
I'm just like, do you guys?
You do a good job.
So what it was is Nathan, who was our winner, he was turning 2. His aunt submitted him and really told like the backstory behind their family. His mom, Sandy, is 33 and she has stage 3 breast cancer, triple negative breast cancer, and 6 generations in their family of women have this gene called the BRCA gene. I might be saying that wrong.
I think it's the
But,
BRCA.
It has affected their family. Her mom passed from it. Her sister passed from it. The day that we told them that they won the party, her niece had passed, and she was younger than her.
Yeah.
So it's something that has affected their family a lot. She has 2 other kids that are older, 15 and 9. And the way that I read the email was like the aunt really wanted her to have a really good day that was for her son.
Yeah.
For them to have like those core memories together because she's had those with her older kids. But because he's 2 and she's fighting her cancer right now, he hasn't been able to have maybe the same experience. So I think when we announced that he was 2, a lot of people were like, why would you, the people who did understand it was free, were like, why would you give away this ultimate birthday party for a 2? He's not going to remember it.
For the family.
But it wasn't necessarily for him.
Yeah.
I mean, it was.
A lot of ways it is because then he's able to look back on it.
Right.
And
I had an amazing
but it's like it's
second
also a
birthday.
family event, and it's something to where he can look back at pictures and see like, this was my second birthday party and look what my mom did.
Like imagine having to go through everything that you're going through when you have cancer and your kids, you know, you really want to be there for your kids and do things with your kids, and then having a day where you guys really can just enjoy each other and create core memories.
Not have to
you don't have to do
finger.
anything, just show up.
All they had to do was show up. And
they came with great big gifts.
Yeah. Their family that came.
It
allowed them
to
celebrate.
Really just enjoy and just be, and there was, you know, they were able to have those photos for the day. There was a jumper, like there was
we were out of the way.
We were out of the way. Like
there was a photo booth.
My kids were in it.
Kyle's kids enjoyed the party.
My children had party hats on for real.
The photo booth pictures, the company Marigold photo booths, they sent me the link after, and I was nosy. I just wanted to go and see. And they had a fun day. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you could see it through the pictures. Yeah. Like they had fun. And it felt really good. So we're going to do it again.
Yep.
Yeah. That's exciting. I love that you guys are doing that and giving back to people who are able to enjoy it in a different light, in a different way.
And we're not done. We're in the works of planning our next one. We will announce it soon. And
Can
I'm
I propose
excited.
Something?
No. Oh. Just kidding. What?
No.
I'm scared.
No.
I'm scared.
Okay, Cory, the Think Loud crew, we have been trying to get an event together for...
Not our intentions event. We got it together. Oh,
no. Come on. We've been talking about doing like a live podcast or some kind of
cool.
podcast based.
I'm like, we actually worked on it this week.
I'm not talking about that one. We got that.
But I want you to come to that one.
Yes, we want you. You were there. But I think it would be great if we planned something really cool. for early 2024. Yeah. Like after the holidays. Let's get through these holidays, y'all.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be great if we did some kind of Think Loud crew event.
That'd be
really
I've got
fun.
a location in mind.
She's like, I already got it.
I was thinking about it earlier. And it could just be like a nice showcase.
That would be
a
really
networking
cool.
thing.
And that's different. That's a different kind of event for you.
It is, but you know, I come from corporate, so I've done similar, like summits, summit kind of thing. So different, but live podcast is different for sure.
Yeah.
Or it could be summit based because we could have different like workshops.
Activations.
We could do like some kind of
you guys are
entrepreneurial
planning
something.
event already. I'm done.
Look,
I am
don't tell
done.
me an idea and like
Right.
I'm gonna
She's
be
like,
like,
yeah,
no.
we're gonna start working on it.
No, but y'all, I want this event to happen. So
It
I'm
will.
so happy.
You've told
that,
the right two people.
Now I'm gonna be on my phone all day.
Yes.
Like I'm not already on my phone all day. This month we're focusing on setting our intentions, and that can be for like what your intention is that day, that week, that month, that year, into next year. So we're planning a very small, thrown together within a few days event to where people can come and do like their mood boards, like
cool.
a mood board night.
Vision
Aw,
board.
A vision board night, vision board, not mood. A vision board
Or their
night.
mood. What's my
and
mood? Yeah.
What's like the theme of like setting your intentions.
Oh, I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's why I hit up
Yeah.
Whimsy to see.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
but we're gonna do it like on a Wednesday night.
Were they?
And when
Yeah.
we say
Yeah.
comfy,
Cool.
it's just
It's like
like
comfy.
and
I'm coming in sweats and a hoodie, and
I don't even know if we're
Look.
getting tables officially. We might
have
be like
tables.
we might
pillows
say everybody
on
to
the
ground.
we were like, we could do pillows on the ground. We're gonna be
Yeah.
cutting.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Order
Yeah.
pizzas, have some champagne.
We just want to have like a girls' night
yeah.
with everyone else.
Yeah.
like with y'all.
with y'all.
Yeah. All right. I'm really happy that you came,
I'm so excited to be here. This was fun.
and you'll be
I
back.
love this.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
I'm very happy to see how you guys have blossomed and
Yeah.
just developed
I
over the
love
last
the-
few
yeah.
years. I didn't realize how long it's been.
Yeah, I know. Like Ace was not even here.
No.
I love the whole background and like how it's flourishing and it's flourishing to like bigger things. I just think it's so cool. I didn't really know the whole background, so it's cool to know like the like ins and outs and
Yeah.
like you not wanting to do the
I was gonna
first
say no,
event.
girl. I was literally gonna say no.
You took that leap.
I was like, okay.
I
She's
love-
taking multiple leaps.
Yeah.
I'm proud of all of them.
Yeah, and I think it's cool to like hear about like
many.
the leap of from being from corporate to
Yeah.
Yeah.
doing your own vision. I think that's huge for a lot of people to hear
Yeah.
and to hear that it is not easy and it is scary. And
But
I
it's
think
doable. I don't want to make it sound like
Right.
Yeah.
you can't do it. It's 100% doable. Just know that it's going to take work.
It's
It's
gonna-
going to
yeah,
take.
it takes
It's going to take a
work.
grind that's not like anything else you probably have ever done.
I love that.
And it's still going and it's still
Yeah.
growing. And it's
Yeah.
like you do weddings. I've seen like you do different
Events
types
like
of
Cory Lanora
events.
will not be offering weddings 2024, but we do. Yes,
I
so
saw
many
that and I
types.
was like,
we don't do weddings.
We don't do it.
no.
Weddings are a different beast.
Yeah.
I was like
Which
that
we-
when I saw
yeah.
you do that though. I was
We
like,
can.
oh, Cory is really
I can do
embracing
all,
this.
yeah.
Like,
Like,
it's
I'm not trying to be like that person, but like I literally could do all because 12 years of corporate and all the different things you do,
you
like
hit with everything.
like I said, out of state, like I've done out of state. I've planned Hawaii stuff from San Diego. I've planned Florida, like all these different states. And once you do that, like you can really do anything. But weddings are definitely a different beast. And I
really
commend
are.
all wedding planners that are really good at
like,
it.
"Y'all
And
have
you know,
it."
y'all can have it.
Y'all
can keep it.
So what would you like to focus on in terms of what types of events?
Honestly, I kids events, milestone events, anniversaries, 50th birthdays, 30th birthdays, things like that. Like really celebrating those milestones.
I like that.
cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Just so everybody knows.
Yeah. So the way that we end our podcast every week is you can choose to share words of advice. It can be about anything, or your WTF moment of your week. We won't start with you. since
Okay, yeah,
that's
I'm gonna
putting you on
think
the
about
spot.
that, yeah.
Anybody on this end want to start? I'm trying to think of mine.
I don't have a WTF, but I just had a really nice weekend.
Okay.
And I was just really happy to I think I was listening to you talking about being present. And I was like, oh, what are other ways? Well, not just you, everybody's intentions from last week were so great. And there was a few people talking about being present. So I was like, how can I be more present and like be more involved with my kids? And this past weekend, we ended up having I went to basketball practice with Boz, and then Dave planned this wonderful like family potluck, like just
It looks so much fun.
pre-party.
I'm dumb. I'm sitting here like, what did you do this weekend? And I was at all these things.
Oh, you know what?
I
do have a WTF now, and it's from her at one of these things.
Maybe this is the reason why. Because
The
I
party
forgot.
was great. I had so much fun with my friends and family until Cheyenne was ready to leave, and she couldn't find her car keys, first of all.
Oh my goodness.
And it somehow became Zach and my problem.
First off, I was drunk. I'm just gonna put it out there. I was
Oh
drunk.
gosh.
I wasn't trying to find my car keys to drive, but my car key had my house
she was not
key
driving. It had a house
attached
key.
to it.
Oh my God, that's
Our
crazy.
driver was outside because I could not drive home.
Oh my god!
By the time
I
they
don't
left,
remember any of this.
the driver was inside the house. He ate cake. We had to find the keys.
He's like the same driver I use all the time.
Oh no, he was really nice. It's not some random person. Yeah.
I was about to say, what? He was inside cake.
No, but Cheyenne cussed me out.
I don't remember.
And I was like, I gotta get this bitch out of this house. Like, she has got to go. And I literally, she couldn't find her keys, I walked over and the key was right there.
Oh my goodness!
And then
That's
I
the
swear
worst.
she was mad that I found the key. And then she started to be like, I'm thankful for my mom. I'm thankful for my husband. And I was like, Omar, get your client. Time. Do you need help getting the kids out?
Bro.
But she needed it. It was like, it wasn't
I
a
don't
big
remember.
deal. Cheyenne, the next day,
Hilarious.
Cheyenne was like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
No, my mom came in my
Like-
house the next morning and she goes, you know you cussed everybody out before you left last night. I was like, no, I didn't. What are you talking
for you,
about?
Shy.
And
But she was so happy.
You cussed your sister out and then screamed at her about how you're thankful for your mom and for Zach. And I was like, no, I didn't, Mom. And then my friend Vanessa pulls up a video.
And she said
not
she
the
was thankful
receipts.
for the other
I'm
Mrs.
dead.
Davis, too.
I was thankful for everybody in the room. Receipts. Oh, the receipts were so bad. So
I had to leave.
that morning when Kyle walked into
had
my
to
house,
leave.
Very
I
hands up.
said, have I told you how thankful I am for you?
I wanted to, there was this video on Instagram where, like, the girlfriends were throwing the sandal and hitting the bottle over the boyfriend's
Oh,
head.
yeah. I saw that.
And I was like, I'm not Spanish. I don't think I can, like, do this all the way. It was like a Spanish, I don't know, trend. I wanted to put the bottle on your head and be like, sit still real
Oops.
quick. Sit still.
Or don't.
I honestly don't remember. And I
No, but it was fun.
I-
Cheyenne needed that little
I
release.
don't
You
know.
needed all the go. And I was
Such a
perfectly
supportive
fine.
sister.
I
did not
cussed Zach
care.
out too, apparently, but he had to leave and go to a golf tournament, so I don't even think he had time to argue with me.
No.
He's like,
So
I'm
that
gonna be
next
here.
morning, he texted me and he said, "You okay?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Okay," and then I was like, "How's golf?" So he didn't even bring up what I cussed him out
like, "All right,
about.
it was
You're great.
fine."
He's like, "All right, on to the next thing."
But I still had a really great day, a really
Nice.
great night. It did not sour
Other
my
than
moment at all.
There you go.
I was just like, go off, Shy. Go
Yes.
off. It was great. It was great.
My WTF is I woke up that morning throwing up. It was not great for me, and Ryder had her first cheer showcase, and my head was in a
it
grocery
pounding?
bag for half the morning. I was struggling getting her ready.
Oh no.
She had to wear red lipstick, and I was
Did you get
staring
it
at
on
her.
right?
I was staring
Okay, first
at
of all,
her
I
lips.
did.
Like,
God.
Is
that the line or is this the
Where do I put
I
this?
think I was still drunk.
They had the little girls in blue eyeshadow and red lipsticks. I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, for competition cheer, you're so far away from the judges
Okay.
that they wear a lot of makeup so they can see their faces.
Okay.
But that morning, I struggled.
It was a lot.
getting
Put on her
Ryder-
makeup.
Yes, and then Omar came back to pick us up because I still couldn't drive, okay? It's how fucked up I was. I still couldn't drive.
I'm
I
dead.
said, you take me to Ryder's cheer thing.
Done.
And he pulls up, and I got my bag with me, my throw-up bag, and we're like halfway to Ryder's thing. I say, how mad are you going to be if I throw up in this bag? He was like, you're okay. And then he turns around and he goes, wait, are you okay?
Like, are you
And
serious?
Right, and I'm like, I'm fine. I'm fine.
The night before when he was eating his cake, Cheyenne's doing her thing. I was like, you drink? He said, nah.
He thinks I know he thinks I'm crazy, but he still comes and picks me up.
I don't know.
and takes me home.
Every now and then, I wish that I could just like have a free night where I'm like, I just kind of get highly tipsy or slightly drunk and just.
It wasn't
Yeah.
my intention.
It was just like, that's
it
not what
definitely
the
was
plan
not because
was.
I knew I had shit to do that next day. It was not my intention. I don't know what happened.
You needed a break.
I really
Sometimes
don't know.
you just need
have
a
to do
break,
it,
and
yeah.
it was okay. You were in a safe space, like we know you.
I woke up in the bed with my whole outfit on in Ryder's bed.
Stop.
shoes on too.
Stop.
Oh no.
Who got you upstairs?
I don't remember. But Ryder had her pajamas on, so I'm like, I must have got you dressed.
And then fell out.
And then said,
Literally.
I'm done.
That's real. So Robin's kids spent the night, so I had the 4 kids, and everyone was, no one got baths, but they all did get in their pajamas that night. And the next day I was like, yeah, y'all in your pajamas, like.
Just dirty.
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 But you didn't sleep in your dirty clothes in the bed.
Shannon, you got anything for us?
I don't know if I have a WTF or advice. Let me think. Cory, you have something for us?
Advice. I think I have some advice. Okay. I always have WT. Like, I'm an event planner. What? Like, that's every
my
day.
life.
But advice. I would just say, make 2024 your year of yes. Like, I did that, and I feel like I've come a long way. I've got a long way to go, but I feel like if you want something and if you have a passion to do something, put your mind to it and just do it. Don't make excuses. Set up some timelines and goals to meet for yourself and hit them.
I love it. Shannon, do you want to end with Cory's?
I don't know. That was really good.
All right. Don't fuck it up now.
I don't know. I really don't have anything at this moment. I feel like my weekend was just long. I had a long weekend, so I don't really have anything.
All right. That's okay. We love you.
I love you too.
She's going to get in the car and be like, damn it, I should have said this.
I know I am.
I always do that. I always
just keep
like,
going.
damn it, that's what I really wanted to
Yeah.
say, but I can't think of it right now, so
Yeah.
sorry, y'all.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you coming on
of
today.
course.
And where can they follow you at?
Events by Cory Lanora on Instagram or TikTok.
Okay.
Get my TikTok game up.
Go
Yes.
and follow Cory. You can find her on all of my events. She's tagged on all of them. And don't forget to follow us at Think Loud Crew on Instagram and on YouTube. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to tell your crew
About our crew.
Have a good week, y'all.